The Harrickers are out. You see both Watkins and Ferguson easing their way off, but Overton tops them at the end. Harrington, Mills, then Fergie, Smith, and Watkins slowest. Didn't have that on my bingo
I didn't
card.
either. I don't know if he maybe got caught behind someone else, or I don't know. I wasn't watching him. I was watching Will and Bo there, Brandon there, and missed it. But not expected. Sure, if he needs to, he'll go tune on it. Knows what to do to get it quicker for qualifying coming up here shortly.
Mm-hmm. We have one more, I think.
Nope, that's it.
That's it. Goes by fast. Well, bumper jack going to come out as our front wheel drives make their way around. If you're tuning in, thanks for tuning in to huntthefront.tv. Lots to subscribe for. Love having you check this out. Make sure your friends and family know that they can tune in, become part of the broadcast family for Hunt the Front and our series heading to many more races. Hey, Bumper, what you got out here?
All right, thank you once again, Lenny. By the way, pleasure to be working with you. You know, we've been around each other.
We have hung out so much. I can't believe we haven't announced yet.
We've done we get to do it tonight, so awesome, man. I've been looking forward to it for a while.
Nobody has a cooler hat than Bumper Jack. Somehow we'll have to get that on camera at some point. Always looking dapper in his lid.
I try. So we've got our U cars are going to be hot lap qualifying. We have 13 of them signed in, and I believe should have a late entry. He was on his way up here from Shelby earlier. I don't see him on my sign-in sheet just yet, but expecting Brandon Spangler as well. There you see the 511. That's Bentley Cottle. His Bentley comes from a long line of racing history here at the Ultimate Motorsports Park. His mother, Stephanie Cottle, she has numerous wins at the Speedway. His dad, Austin, numerous wins as well. Then you got Bentley's grandfather, Richard Clue. He's got a bunch of wins here. And just a long line of racing. Austin's grandfather as well. A lot of wins. John Leopard in that 14. He picked up the opening win here at Ultimate Motorsports Park. That looks like the 12 of Hermie Hicks out of Westfield, North Carolina, right there. So Bentley Cottle, fastest thus far, 22.151, followed by the J3 of Jonathan Sullivan at Galax, Virginia. Danny Tate in the D2, he picked up a win here a couple of weeks ago. I believe this will be his backup car as he destroyed one at Wythe Raceway last Saturday night. There's Brandon Spangler in the 18. He is on the Speedway. Got Joe Lawson out of King in the 16J. Taylor Asbury out of Tobaccoville, the 67. Bentley Cottle started here in the Young Guns division, has worked his way up into the big leagues of front-wheel drive racing. Bentley, 12 years old, I think. So he's picked up a couple big wins already. So Bentley is fastest as this session comes to an end, followed by John Leopard, Hermie Hicks, Danny Tate, and Jonathan Sullivan rounding out your top five. I believe we'll have another group to come out to the Speedway. So a couple drivers not picking up on times there, so don't know if they're having some transponder issues. There you see everybody tailgating, having a good time over there on the back straightaway and over across turns 1 and 2. Glad to have them here with us each and every week. My tailgate crew over there. All right, rolling out on the speedway, the T4, we've got Noah Sprinkle out of King, North Carolina. The 35, that will be Kyle Ledoux out of Duluth, Minnesota. There's Brandon Spangler in that Shark Attack, number 18. Herbie the Love Bug, number 67. And the 13. That'll be Levi Weatherman out of King, North Carolina. We've got the 86, Jeff Pauley out of Lexusville. Looks like we're missing the 78 of Tiffany Herring. Don't see her on the speedway. She's a former racer here at the speedway. Ran in our weekly Powder Puff division a couple of years ago. Looks like some issues on the T4. That is Noah Sprinkle out of King, North Carolina. See track officials taking a good look at that machine. They have him stopped over there in turn 3. All right, so Noah Sprinkle up and away. There it is, Ray Robertson on the SRI. Flag stand, going to turn the field loose. Group number 2 for hot lap qualifying here for your U cars. This will be your last and final main event of the evening. A little bit later on. Oh, look right here. You got the 2 Love Bugs going at it on the speedway in hot lap qualifying. The 13 and the 67, Levi Weatherman, Taylor Asbury. Asbury in the 67. He's going to get alongside the 13. Man, we got a race going on here in qualifying. Side by side off turn 4. Brandon Spangler in the 18 saying, come on, guys, get out of my way. I need to turn a good lap here. There, Brandon Spangler able to get around them now, so he'll be able to pick the pace up. He needs to get a good lap in here for his qualifying run with 1 lap left to do it in. Brandon Spangler second already, a 21.983 behind Bentley Cottle's 21.799. So Spangler out of Shelby, North Carolina, looking to pick it up in this final lap of hot lap qualifying. Off turn 4. And Spangler will go to the pole. Man, that's a close one. Spangler with a 21.781. Bentley Cottle, 21.799. And those are the only 2 drivers in a 21-second bracket, so we ought to see a great battle between these 2 drivers a little bit later on. Brandon Spangler, your fastest qualifier. Bentley Cottle, second. John Leopard, third. Hermie Hicks, fourth. And Kyle Ledoux rounding out your top 5. All right, so we're getting ready to go into a little bit of track prep after that qualifying session, and until then, we're going to go into a commercial break. So thank you for joining us, and we will be right back.
Dirt Track Fantasy Sports is finally here. Introducing Dirt Draft, the online fantasy sports app that's the first of its kind. Sprint cars, late models, modifieds, midgets, you name it, and you can play it on Dirt Draft. Just sign up, enter games, draft your team, and then watch and win points. You can then redeem those points for merchandise, tickets to major events, online subscriptions, pay-per-views, products, and so much more. Dirt Draft features over 350 games from major dirt track series and events each year. You can play unlimited games for just $5.99 a month. Download the app today on the App Store or at Google Play for free, or visit dirtdraft.com to sign up. It's one thing to say you know everything about dirt track racing, but it's another to show the world. So do it today with Dirt Draft.
It rose from humble beginnings in the Valley of the Sun. A sprint car racer saw the need for racing shirts. And now, the vision of Carl Korbacher has resulted in Arizona Sport Shirts helping racers across America spread their message. For the best custom designed shirts, hoodies, caps, koozies, and much more, go to ArizonaSportShirts.com. Be part of history. Arizona Sport Shirts, the original racing shirt.
When it comes to machine control, this is the problem a lot of companies have. They're waiting on surveyors to get there and get the stakes laid out. And then you also have the issue of those getting knocked down and inaccuracies in that. But with EarthTech, you don't have to wait. Once we get an approved set of plans and the CAD files, we build a surface file and a 2D line work file, whether that be for Trimble, Leica, or TopCon. Everything's colorized, which helps stand out the center line from the curb, from the drainage line, which makes it a very quick visual reference to find. And then also all elevations are built in there, so they don't have to wait to get started on a project.
Welcome back to Ultimate Motorsports and RV Park, Elkin, North Carolina. Lenny Baticki here, Bumper Jack, the voice of the Ultimate Motorsports Park, alongside for now. Joshua Joyner will be joining us back in a couple of minutes. A little bit of track prep, nothing too gnarly out there. How's the track look to the guy that looks down at it most Saturday nights and weekends and such?
Man, I tell you what, Lenny, I mean, right now the track is looking pretty good. Jason Smoot and Bill Link, of course, the track prep crew here throughout the week, and they do an excellent job. And, I mean, it looks good to me. We're just getting it rolled in, trying to get another groove over here in turn 3, it looks like. But
Jason Smoot, who runs the Blue Ridge Outlaw late models and the Southern Wedge late models, the vintage shows and stuff. It's neat to watch him on Facebook because if you'll wake up in the morning, you go to your Facebook, and typically he's been on a tractor somewhere while you were asleep here at Ultimate Motorsports and RV Park getting the work done. Exactly,
and sometimes not even here. He goes and
helps
goes some other
places,
people
sure.
and helps them out, and gives them some tips and pointers, and they call him the Dirt Doctor around here.
Yep, a Dirt Doctor for sure, and just a great guy that does a lot for motorsports. If you're just tuning in on Hunt the Front TV, we just have had a few of our Dirt Draft hot laps. and welcome in on our Dirt Draft live look-in. And if you're not already checking out Dirt Draft, compete against hundreds of other race fans to create a private contest just for you and your friends. Pick 5 drivers each night. Stay under the $100,000 salary cap, so you won't be able to have Bumper Jack on your team. He's not $100,000. At that, but everybody else can be on. Earn points based on your finish to use in the Speed Shop, which has merchandise, tickets, pay-per-view subscriptions, fan experiences, etc. Contest locks in just before the first heat race starts each night. Dirt Draft, an absolute blast to be a part of. And thank you for tuning in on social media, wherever you're at. If you haven't seen who is here, certainly you would understand that Brandon Overton would be here, Chris Ferguson, Scott Bloomquist, many of our Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series regulars, but we've also benefited tonight from having Jimmy Owens. We have Carson Ferguson, who is back joining us, Gray Parton and Luke Morey. That's some of them. And then, Christian Thomas, a widely known modified driver and now late model driver here in the Carolinas. Jamison McBride, who set the track record. What was it, last month, Jack? Were you here for that?
It was 2 weeks ago.
Burning it up, wasn't he?
2 weeks ago, that's correct.
Amazing stuff there. John Henderson from Aiken, South Carolina is with us. Bad boy David McCoy. Get to watch him race. Hadn't done that in a while. And the Rock Hill bad boy, Ben Watkins. Trying to destroy another series that comes in his area.
That's right, man. And one of the coolest names too. I mean, the Rock Hill Bad Boy. I mean, come on, how could you just not get behind that?
No, I like it. Willie Milliken is here. Joey Coulter, NASCAR guy here.
So I do have to say real quick, Lenny, you mentioned one driver, and I'd like to talk about him for just a quick second. Luke Morey. I watched Luke's first race around the Carolinas in a modified. And I've watched his progression in his first couple races in the modified and then stepped into the super late model. And, man, I tell you what, watch out for this cat. He's coming.
I think he found his place.
Yeah, he's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Morey. Don't forget that name, guys.
No. Good kid and, good mom, dad, the whole deal. And you can just tell he's got a little bit of swagger now walking through the pit area. He feels like this is where he should be. And I think – we'll start seeing it tonight, and probably by the time we're back here next year, we'll be talking about him of winning somewhere and other things. You can just kind of feel that charge when you go around him.
Most certainly. And like I said, I mean, just seeing his progression, this kid's going somewhere, Lenny.
Mm-hmm. I think so as well, and we're so fortunate to have folks come and race with us on a regular basis on the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series, but also the ability to welcome them as 1 or 2 race guests throughout this early part of the season. We've had 4 different winners, and in our top 5 in points are 5 separate chassis manufacturers. So it's a wide open series. Folks can come in, they can give it a try, see where they like it, and then maybe, get themselves already ready for next year if they want to go full-time with us, or pick and choose a race along the season to come back and maybe, find themselves in victory lane in our Arizona Sports Shirts victory lane.
And I do like that number, 4 races, 4 different winners. I mean, that is some cool stuff right there. You don't have anybody dominating the series, and that's what everybody likes to see.
Yeah, you get to see the different drivers, and it's not been all local-based guys that have taken it. It's been people that have just. I was impressed with Joseph Joyner at the Alltech racetrack. Now I know Joe Kelly, the announcer down there, had said that he had come and raced a couple of times, some big races down there prior to it, and done well. But Joseph, on a track that was certainly unique and challenging, had it handled, and Overton and Ferguson, and of course last week to be able to have the Reaper in the house at Smoky Mountain, all cool stuff.
And Smoky Mountain, I went there for the first time.
Yeah, you did the big steel blocks?
Steel block band 2 weeks before Hunt the Front went there, and man, isn't that a cool place?
It is, yeah.
I mean, that is a cool place right there. That press tower, man, I was impressed.
Yeah, looks like an air traffic controller tower or whatever. I was there for the one-of-a-kind NDRA or NDRL, whatever it was, Eshelman and all of them, Kelly.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They ran that series for a minute.
Yeah.
But it was a cool race, and still got a sweatshirt, so not too bad.
So, and talk about Alltech and Smoky Mountain and coming here, and I believe you raced at the short track at Talladega, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we did. Yep, started the season out there.
So just the variety of racetracks you've been to already, and they all race different, and they all have a different race surface, and they're all configured different. And
I think that's what really makes a series. You got to go, you got to travel, you got to put some miles on, you got to challenge yourself with just the effort to get up and down the highway. All of us, packing the family up to go just about anywhere on a given weekend, whether it's a race or the lake or what have you. And these race teams have to be ready to do that, every couple of weeks or so. And that's a grind. It puts it to you. It's a test of man, metal, machine, and all. And I think right now, it's testing them.
That's where champions are built.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What do they say? Pressure makes diamonds. Isn't that what, Sketch says?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty neat to watch. Track used to have pavement under the surface, and Kohler cleared it up and took it out and such. Did that drastically, change things?
Well, it did. You can. I don't know if you can see at home where the Uke tires are set out. We had a retaining wall all around the inside of the speedway. And I mean,
Bumgarner's dad used to hang on it in the car. Oh, that was breathtaking.
I have a video. I took a video down here in turn 1 and 2, and I was hanging like I could give these guys a high five as they came by, just hugging that wall.
But anyway, tell us more.
So, of course, the inside wall, you can see where it used to be. They've widened it out, and we used to pit in the infield, so they've moved that out as well. And opened up the track entrance over here in turn 2. As you said, they took up all the pavement from under the dirt, so it's got all brand new dirt. And the Dust Pods crew has been down here working with Jason Smoot, trying to get all this new dirt worked in and doing the Dust Pod deal and all that good stuff. So, I mean, yeah, Bobby Kohler, man, he's done a 100% turnaround.
It's
this
fantastic.
place.
Yeah, it really is all back in. And what we're looking at while they're doing track prep above the grass, those are fans parked in there with really one of the best views in all of motorsports.
Yeah, that is the best seat in the house right there. That's our tailgaters. And as you'll see, they wrap around from the entrance to turn 3 all the way back to the entrance to turn 1.
So where we're looking is turn 1, kind of going to turn 2.
We're in the center of 1 and 2 right there. And, yeah, those guys are just having a good time over there. They got the barbecue grills and got the family, and everybody's camped out on the trucks and the truck beds. And
well, great-looking spots out there.
And also, Lenny, I'd like to introduce you to our fire crew here at the Speedway, CC Camp Volunteer Fire Department.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been over here for years. And I tell you what, this crew, something special about these guys right here is we've had a couple driver, one of our 602 late model drivers that used to race with us, Dalton Blackburn. He took a car to these guys down to their station.
Oh, did the jaws of death.
And and so when if they knew what they had to do to get somebody out of a race car when the time is needed. So these guys are on top of it right here.
That is impressive, and it's good to see tracks and work with their local safety folks and first responders to be able to have the care that these drivers and crews need, because sometimes you're back there and the crew guy may bust a finger or what have you. Under those race cars, it's not a friendly zone.
Very much so.
And it may need more help than they realize. And good to have those safety folks here. Funnel cakes, I understand, are a good thing here.
Funnel cakes are a good thing here. Funnel cakes are a staple here at Ultimate Motorsports Park.
I like funnel cakes. I'm sorry.
Who doesn't like funnel cakes? Me and my girlfriend went to the fair a couple weeks ago just to get a funnel cake. Like, that's the only reason we went to the fair, just to get a funnel cake.
I know, we're watching 1 and 2, but if you're looking down there at 1 and 2 and you're on huntthefront.tv as track prep is going on, just to the right of turn 1, if they get those funnel cakes to the breeze blowing, the drivers under caution might be able to smell that.
For sure.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of them over here after their race. They've got the driver's suit pulled off. They've got the tank top or the driver's shirt, their favorite driver's shirt on, and they're over there standing in the funnel cake line.
I've had drivers tell me they can smell the butter from the popcorn machines at different tracks.
Yeah,
and it's like, man, this caution's got to hurry up so I can go green and then get over and grab some popcorn or whatever. And I would imagine where the funnel cake folks are, maybe they might get a sweet tooth that they don't even realize.
For sure.
And of course, everybody at home's going, man, I want a funnel cake right now. But that's okay. Joseph Joyner and the Hunt the Front YouTube crew are here, and they pulled in to see a lot of fans here wearing the Hunt the Front shirts and such that those guys have made so famous on YouTube, and been able to be around Jesse and Joseph and Jonathan Joyner. And just what you're seeing on the YouTube that's them guys. They're way cool.
And I've heard our race fans for the past couple weeks. They've come up to me and they're talking about how excited they were to meet these guys. And I mean, they are celebrities in the dirt track racing world.
And they're just as humble and just appreciative as can be.
Of course.
So, Jesse's been winning over at Southern Raceway over in the Panhandle of Florida too.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Little Gator Bait's been getting it done.
Good for him. Good for him.
Hacker Cars starting to smooth things over as you are watching HuntTheFront.tv on our live look-in provided by Dirt Draft, our sponsor Dirt Draft. We just completed Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and we'll be getting set to go into other things in just a little while. A little bit of track prep here from Elkin, North Carolina, just off of Interstate 77. Is it 85 is the exit? I think so.
Actually, Lenny, I cannot tell you that. I do not know the exit number.
It's got the pirate place,
though. It's the pirate ship.
Yeah, that's right.
If you pass the pirate ship, you went too far.
Yeah, you went too far. But there's a restaurant that is like a pirate ship, and that's where you got to go.
And it's actually, I've seen in a magazine, it's one of the top 10 steaks in North Carolina.
Oh, my. Well, that's good to know. Come to a race and get a steak.
Exactly,
right? Yeah. Very, very cool. I know, some friends that have done both in many an evening coming up here, and always great. And thank you, folks. If you are on social media, out and about and watching us on the HuntTheFront.tv, hit us up on social media. Our social media coordinator, however, for the series, Jack Kofer, is graduating tonight from college, and I can't remember the school he was going to in South Carolina, but congrats to Jack. So a mix of folk have been using our social media, trying to at least get the news out, and Jack will be back with us our next race. But congrats to him, and please post, though, and let us know what it looks like in your place. If you're somehow making your own funnel cakes, we'd love to see them. If you got your Joseph Joyner or Jesse or whoever your favorite driver is, shirts, would love to see them. Got the dog or the cat, in some cases both dog and cat, watching the broadcast with us. Maybe one of them's got a Bumper Jack hat.
Maybe that would be cool. I want to see your dog in a Bumper Jack hat. That would be cool.
Be awesome.
But back to Jack Kofer, though.
Yeah.
Congratulations to him for graduating. And, Lenny, I must biasly say, what a great name.
He is Gopher Kofer. He gets it done. He goes for the big time, and what a neat young man to be doing what he's doing and following his passion. Logan Gibson, our director and producer of HuntTheFront.tv, working endlessly. John, the technical director, and so many others helping us to put it out. So they're going to have the cars coming out momentarily. So wherever you are, if you're making those funnel cakes at home, make sure you turn the stove off, because we're fixing to have cars come back out onto the racetrack here at Ultimate Motorsports and RV Park.
That is correct. 6:04 late models getting ready to roll on the speedway for their hot lap qualifying session. And yes, don't burn the funnel cake at home.
I think supers are going to be next before your 04s.
Oh,
Yep, we'll have the supers come out, then the 604s.
my mistake.
No, no, we're up here having a good time like anybody else. Getting set. Dalton Wilson, big perm, going to lead him out. So wherever you are and you're watching, we have our first three getting set to come out onto the track. Qualifying. And Joshua Joyner joining us back here. And how about Big Perm? Cool to have him here. Fayetteville, North Carolina, drop it in. All three are going to come in at once because you can see that short chute, and then they will self-separate.
Well, first, because we just had some track prep, and not ideal to do it right before qualifying. So we're going to, these first three cars out, we're going to let them roll at a slow pace, roll a lap or two here just so they can see it and see what was done. You never want to be the first cars out on a fresh track. So it wasn't a whole lot of track prep, nothing major, but just wanted to give them a chance to see it. And, the other guys that are watching, they have their crew guys watching, going to watch these first laps, give them an idea what's going on.
That's a nice move. Travis Scott, our race director, working with the track folks and other officials to make sure that all is right here. And we will get ready and be set to tell you about each of these guys as soon as they get ready to turn them loose. Will Dykes up in the SRI flag stand to throw the Gorsuch green flag, and he does. Dalton Wilson will be first out. You're looking at Ashton Winger on the camera right now. Winger, RSVP Recreational Vehicles, Select Credit Union, Remarketing Solutions, Super K Express Trucking, Rocket with Durham for power. Next up, Benji Hicks, Mount Airy, North Carolina, the Barrett's Coltman Farms, T&K Enterprises, double nickel machine, hammer down, coming around the racetrack here. And the final driver we talked about, Big Perm, Fayetteville, North Carolina, it's Dalton Wilson, ISC, MGL, JRR, a lot of letters, a lot of great sponsors on his Longhorn, Clements-powered machine to the green, and now the checkers.
Dalton Wilson going quick. Ooh. Initially a 15.42. We missed it on screen, but Ashton Winger got a little too high getting into turn 3, slapped the wall with the rear of the car, and looks like maybe some damage, hopefully just cosmetic, but he went ahead and pulled it in and did not take a lap. But Dalton Wilson, quickest out of the first group at a 15.420, and Benji Hicks goes second at a 16.051. A sizable gap there. I imagine we're going to see some times in between that. Be interesting to see if anyone can knock Dalton Wilson off.
So will they take a slow lap for this group?
No, we're going to
go right to it. Okay. Well, the first car out is Zach Mitchell, Enery, South Carolina. Clary Hood Grading, South Carolina Chemicals, Fox Shocks, Longhorn by Wells, Clements for power. On the 57, next up and around the 93, Carson Ferguson, Denver, North Carolina, Coltman Farms, Hopaw Grading, Mega Plumbing, Longhorn by WP, Clements for power. They're way up on the racetrack. And the final car on the racetrack of these three as they slow them down. Problems for a couple of cars. Looks like Austin Kirkpatrick, originally from Ocala, Florida. The Farmacellus, Bob Areno's Drive Shaft Shop of Salisbury, AK Race Cars Chassis Machine. The 11 sits there. We have
got
the
a replay
replay
coming up. We have a flat left rear on the 11. I get an idea of what happened here. And getting into turn 1. And,
right there.
Traction and a little bit of a rough spot at the same time. Pulled that left rear right off the wheel. And I don't know if we got a replay of it, but I saw Carson Ferguson had kind of this very similar situation to Ashton Winger where he just kind of got up a little too high getting into 3 and got up into the wall just a little bit. I didn't think it was that bad, but I guess it was enough to cause him to pull in with I believe no time scored there. Zach Mitchell looks like we'll get another lap. One lap, his first lap was a 16.202, so he's going to get one more shot at it here and see if he can improve.
And
looking pretty good through 1 and 2, and not sure what happened there.
I don't know. He just kind of sat on it for a second and lifted.
Yeah. and he does not improve there. It looked like, I mean, it almost looked like his foot slipped off the pedal coming off a 2 there. Like he was straight.
Well, we got a replay of what happened to Carson.
Getting into turn 3, trying to go in high, just kind of like Ashton. He just went in too high. If you want, I don't think we caught a replay of Ashton Winger, but it looked almost exactly like that. I watched it when it happened. Just got in a little high and hot into 3, and unfortunately slapped the wall. Looks like both of them. Unfortunately, neither of them going to get a lap, and going to see if they can get it repaired and get back out to start the tail of the heat race.
I wish folks could see. We may have a little bit of view problem for turn 3 and floor, and you can kind of tell if you look here, just even in 1 and 2, it's real dark, the wall from a little bit of the mud up on it. So we're going to get some scrape time, looks like.
Yeah, that's not uncommon. It's we've got a heavy track surface tonight, a lot of moisture in it, and they're getting in the corner, throwing some dirt on the wall, and got it kind of covered. So we're going to get it where they can see it better.
And some stripes up and down. That is part of track prep that have to go out there and do now and then. That ragged edge, that fine line between a really nice high lap around and the wall, so close.
Yeah, you hate to see that for both those guys. Carson, obviously he's running the Lucas Oil Series, competing for Rookie of the Year on Lucas Oil, and runs with us whenever he gets the opportunity. And hate to see that. We appreciate him coming and racing with us, and when he's able to, and then Ashton obviously being competing for the series points championship. He's had a rough start, or an up and down start. Missed the show at Talladega, just qualifying at Talladega where he rolled a violent flip, got up too high, getting into turn 3 at Talladega. No wall there. It was went over the banking and rolled a couple of times. He started till prelims, didn't get in through prelims, and bounced back a little bit at Alltech and Smoky Mountain. And with the drop, we do a drop drop your lowest points night in our championship standings. That definitely helped him out and vaulted him from 9th to 4th when we started counting that after the last race, 4 races in. Unfortunately, it looks like he's going to have to come from behind tonight to stay up in the top 5 in the point standings. Well,
the driver about to come out didn't start from behind the last time. He ended up in front at the finish here at Ultimate Motorsports and RV Park. You're looking at the Fred Caldwell Chevrolet-backed 87 of Ross Bales. Hales Bales set to come out, and he will be the first of 3 drivers again coming. That is a wild ride down that little slide into the racetrack that they have made just above corner number 2, and you drop your way right in. I guess if you were a skateboarder back in your younger days, you might remember how to go in one of them big bowls.
I didn't do much skateboarding.
No, but those folks.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're like dropping into the half pipe.
Exactly.
Right? I did watch some X Games.
There
back
you
in
go.
The
Yeah. I went to high school with the guy that invented the ollie, the standard skateboard trick.
Really?
Yep.
I mean, that's like the basic,
Yep.
right? Like that's
yep.
the one.
Alan Gelfand and I were in high school.
I didn't do a whole lot
together.
of skateboarding, but that is the one that
everybody
I
has to ollie before they do any other trick. And here we go, Ross Bales.
Tailbone on my first few times I tried that was curtailed my skateboarding.
Yeah, I figured I didn't want to wear a wrist brace throughout all of school, so I thought announcing would be better. Ross Bales coming out on the racetrack. The Fred Caldwell Chevrolet, Mid-Atlantic Roofing, Wakefield Logging, Longhorn by WP, Randy Cleary powered race car for the boss, Ross Bales. Next up, it is our series champion, defending series champion, Florence, Alabama, Josh Putnam, the Horn Towing and Salvage, Thornton Iron and Metal, CFR Racing Performance, Rocket XR1 with Pro Power, and the final car on the racetrack, the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens, Reese Monument, Boom Test Well Service, Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Rocket with Vic Hill for power.
Ross Bell's looking good. Lap 1 goes to second quick at 15.975. He improves to a 15.530, but stays second there. And let's see, Josh Putnam, he'll go 16.117. He's 5th quick so far. And Jimmy Owens rounding out the group goes a 16.023. That's good enough for 3rd currently. After, I believe we've had 8 cars hit the track.
Well, I think folks will know this next one.
Yes,
the
no
zero.
introduction needed.
Scott Bloomquist coming out onto the racetrack. Look at that. Man, it's always so cool. You know, we don't get to see heroes in real life a lot, but boy, this is one. The Mooresburg, Tennessee Boomer Custom Home Builder Cadillac Ranch Arizona Sport Shirt Zero, powered by Vic Hill, on the track here at Ultimate. Next up, down into 114 of Jordan Kohler, Mount Airy, North Carolina, Ultimate Towing, Traffic Control Services, Capital Waste, Longhorn with Coronet for power. And the final car, Joey Coulter, Miami Springs, Florida, SRI Performance, PFC Brakes, Bilstein, and problems for Jordan Kohler on the racetrack.
I didn't see what happened, but he slowed up over here in 3 and 4, and
we got a replay, yeah.
Looks like he had some contact with the wall, judging by the right rear.
Well, gets in a big push.
Yeah, not heavy contact, just enough to get the right rear there. Hopefully nothing under the car, cosmetic, but he thought it was enough to shut it down. Looked like he got in there a little high and couldn't get it to turn.
So 1 lap remaining for Scott, and Joey going to get his full 2 laps in his Longhorn with Mullins for power. That's the 2 car. Said he hasn't been really on a dirt track in a couple of years. Made some laps at Cherokee, somewhere in between there, but in competition in a dirt late model. Driver of the 2 has been out of the seat for the last couple of years.
Yeah, and good to have him back. I did, honestly, another surprise entry. Did not know that was in the works, but good to see him here. Good to have him back. Looks like, did he keep going? No, I thought Kohler was going to keep rolling. Not sure if he was going to get another lap anyway, but he takes it to the pit area. All right, so here we go. See if Scott Bloomquist can improve. 15.762 was quick, or was his time on lap 1. Good enough for 3rd currently.
Scott has been ready to win one of these races. He won his heat race last weekend, finished 2nd at All-Tech.
Yeah, Scott's had been quick. He just kind of struggled to put a whole night together. And he does not improve. He'll stay 3rd. Coulter's going to get 2 laps here. Hopefully Scott knows that. And nope. Okay.
Yep. Joey took 1, and that's all.
Okay, so, all right, Joey, where was he? 8th, 16.336. So knocking the rust off a little bit.
Yeah.
For Coulter.
A guy that wants to knock off the bad mojo. The 4 from Union, South Carolina, Trent Ivey, the Badger Rental Services, Built South, Hardison Suspension Services, Rocket with Clements for power, down into 1. Corey Hedgecock following him around, London, Tennessee. Service Transport Incorporated, SPF Performance Systems, Easy Go Golf Carts, BMF Eagle Racing for power for him, and the final car, the kid out of Georgia, Rincon, Georgia's Hayden Cowan, Supply Chain Management, Wise Forest Products, Edwards Interior and Graphics, Rocket with Clements Power.
All right, Trent Ivey wrapping up his time. He'll be 7th quick at a 16.130. Hedgecock coming to complete his 2nd lap. He will move up to 8th with a 16.174. And Cowan goes 10th quick at a 16.289.
Wilson still the quickest of the bunch?
He is. He is quick at a 15.42.
Got 4 more cars scheduled.
Yeah, Ross Bells is 2nd, and Bloomquist currently sits 3rd. Just a few more cars here left to go. In Group A, this is A-B qualifying, so you split the field in half. Group A, and they qualify against each other. Those 2 groups will make up heat races 1 and 2, and then you split the other half of the field. Group B will make up heat races 3 and 4. Then from our heat races, the feature will be made up. The inside row will be your transfers from heats 1 and 2. The outside row will be your transfers from heat 3 and 4. So a little different format, same format generally that the Lucas Oil Series and World of Outlaws use. A little different than the traditional format where heat 2 usually is your outside pole sitter. Of course, we also do a redraw among heat race winners. So they'll all get to redraw after their heat race.
White flag.
Looks like Cowan's getting a 2nd lap here. So we had inadvertent interruption on the receiver, and he apparently slowed down thinking it was a caution, or appeared to, so we're giving him an extra lap there. And it pays off. He goes a 16.122, moving him up to 7th currently.
Not bad for the kid that came up through Sharp Mini late models and such back a few years ago. 4 cars remaining in A. Going to be our points leader for our ATC Bolts Rookie of the Year award. Jackson Heiss from Ocala, Florida. The Foots Factory Inc. Triple Crown trailers, down-to-earth trailers, black diamond chassis with H&R for power on the track first. Next up, looks like the 4 car. That is Caleb Fulp from Danbury, North Carolina, making his way around corner number 2. And we'll keep both of them on. So there's 2 on now, and 2 will follow. Fulp in the black car, lower portion of your screen. Heiss up high. Coming around to the checkered flag, the ATC Bolts Rookie of the Year points leader stops the clock.
Jackson Heiss goes 11th quick at a 16.271. As I say that, he gets knocked down to 12th as the Fulp goes 10th at a 16.200. Got 2 more cars. Since we had 4 cars remaining, they split them up into 2 groups. And shout out to the guys in the production trailer for getting the double box up in time. And we'll get 2 more to round out the Group A qualifying here at Ultimate Motorsports Park.
Rutherford in North Carolina's Gray Parton. The Parton Lumber Forest Products Renegade Fuels Longhorn by WP with Clements for power on the top of the box. The bottom box goes to Denver, North Carolina's Luke Morey. The Metal Militia Sunoco Bill Stein Longhorn on the racetrack. Parton certainly blasting corner number 1. I would be surprised if he's not fast. Yeah, look at that.
Not quick time, but a fast time for Parton. He goes 4th quick at a 15.944. He will, looks like, stay there. So he'll go 4th quick, 15.944.
How about Morey? Morey's going to be 15th, it looks like. No, moves up. 10th.
Lap 2 quick at a 16.153 for Luke Morey.
Luke Morey, 10th. Corey Hedgecock, 11th. Zach Mitchell, 13th. That's some big names for that young man.
Some interesting heat races, too, with those guys back like that. I guess now
the Bees are coming up. Austin, Austin was one of the first group out. Remember, had a flat tire or something like that?
All right, I'm looking at him on my showing not a time here, so that would make sense now. He had that flat tire. What happened in that Group A qualifying? Bad luck for a few guys. Going to obviously see, like I said, you're going to have some shakeups, I think, in the heat race lineup, some unexpected names near the front, and then some guys that are going to be having to dig out of a hole. Some of the guys that had some bad luck there, Ashton Winger, Carson Ferguson, Austin Kirkpatrick, none of those guys getting a time. So have some guys charging from the tail of these heat races coming up.
So we had the guy that won the last Super Late Model race a couple of weeks ago, Ross Bales, in Group A. In Group B, we are going to have the track record holder in this run, Jameson McBride, just April 20th, the same weekend that Bales won the race. McBride set the track record at a 15.281. Not necessarily looking to be down in there with the different makeup of the racetrack, but the guy that's got the record right now on the wall. So the Gorsuch green flag has been something we've been excited to have here in the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series, and Will Dykes is our flagman, and you just saw a quick little look, and now we may get to see.
I think Will's trying to get it in view.
Yeah. You need to hang it out over the racetrack, Will. Hang it out toward.
There
you go. There's the Gorsuch green flag. Back it up just a little towards 4. Yep, go right there. There you go. We're directing over the PA, and he's hearing us. But Will Dykes. Another one of the young makeup of some of our officials, from veteran age officials all the way to guys like Jack Kofer and Will Dykes, who are going to be the future motorsports officiating.
And shout out real quick to Gorsuch Performance for sponsoring our green flag and being a supporter of the series and everything they do for the sport. But yeah, picking up what you mentioned there, good to see a young crop of younger people coming into the sport in the support roles, not just as drivers. We see a lot of young drivers, coming in, but really cool to see. You mentioned Jack Kofer, our social media public relations guy. I'm not even sure officially what his title is because he does so many different things. But he's not here tonight because he is graduating college. And I'm sure at some point he'll be watching. Not sure if he's watching now, but I'm sure if he is, Jack, we're proud of you. Happy for you. Congratulations. And get back as quick as you can because I don't like having to fill in doing social media. So we need you back.
The boss wants you back. Hurry up. You graduated now. You're done with it. You made your walk across, get the diploma, and come on out. Jack Kofer, such a fun young man. And I mentioned Logan Gibson, our producer-director, and all the crew that make up, the things that folks at home get to see from one side, but don't get to see them on the backside. All the work they do.
It's a lot that goes into it, just on the series side, also on the track side. All the folks you see running around here with staff shirts and, from the officials on the track to the pit stewards to the folks working the concession stands. We appreciate them all, and looks like we're going to get back rolling.
That is the 00. Josh Henry, Rick Coolkin, excuse me. I want to say Josh. I'm like, that is not him. Yeah, 2 00s. Coolkin. From Concord, North Carolina. Christian Thomas will be following next, the former modified star from Wake Forest, North Carolina. Jay Sewell, his sponsor, Victory Lane Oil Change, Souls Automotive. All right, Rocket with Durham for power. And now,
got to spin off a 4.
Ooh, yep, that's Coolkin. Looping it around.
Just got up high. These guys having some issues getting off of turn 4. Have been since hot laps all night. Slick over there. And those guys get up high, and he looked like he looped it around to maybe keep it off the wall there. Not sure if we got a replay of it, but
so that 00 spun while the other 00 was making his way out to the racetrack.
Yeah. If it looks like no harm, no foul, I don't think there's any contact.
We got a replay here. Yeah.
From our static cam, gets in there hot, trying to turn it and loops it around. Looks like it's gonna be good to go to get back rolling.
Yes, indeed. So, Josh Henry, this is Coolkin on camera, the other 00 that's out on the racetrack.
Yeah, having troubles again getting off the 4 slide. Yeah. It's slick up there. He's not the only one. We've seen other guys have issues getting off a 4, getting way up close to the wall.
That's Christian Thomas.
Yeah, he had trouble with it as well.
And then Josh Henry, the trade champion from Newport, Tennessee, Cantrell Trucking, Piney Grove Beach Freezers, William Electric Starters and Alternators, Savage Chassis with Vic Hill on this 00 that is on camera coming out of corner number 4.
Yeah, these guys having all kinds of issues with turn 4 over there, but Thomas able to go quick in that group with a 16.441. Cooking goes a 16.13, and Henry goes 17.217. So that's your first 3 from Group B. Again, this is a fresh group. These guys are qualifying against each other, and this will set the lineups for heat races tonight's 3rd and 4th heat race.
Oh, we're going to see some good stuff here. Bo Slade, Milton, Florida, the 3 trade consultants, Randy Polk Holmes, Jason McCullers Properties, Longhorn with Jade Dickens. He is on into the corner. That is Bo Slade coming out. And we will watch him as we get ready with our next car. That's the 79 of Donald McIntosh. Dawsonville, Georgia. Billy Hicks owned H&H Auto Sales. Coltman Farms. Bill Steinbach. Double nickel with Clemens. And the final car, the Wild Child. Willie Milliken, Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. MJ Price Construction. MW Transport. East Coast Towing and Recovery. Longhorn with Mullins for Milliken.
All right. Looks like Thomas is still quick. Let's see if Milliken can get quicker. Actually, excuse me, McIntosh. Timing was a little slow to catch up. McIntosh goes quick so far in Group B with a 16.151. Thomas is still second with a 16.441. And Bo Slade, third quickest so far with a 16.685.
Well, the track record holder coming up
next. All right, so we know I believe we've
got a red flag.
Yeah, I think we had a little bit of light rain. It actually might be. I think we're going to need to do some track. So get the track here. Looks like we've had a little bit of rain, a little bit of drizzle, and might be having more of an effect on the track than was initially thought. And we are switching the radar there. You see it coming over the track. And believe maybe we're going to roll some cars out to keep the track rolled in, or not. Okay, so those guys were already on the ramp is what it was, and the drop-in you were talking about. So we're going to bring those guys onto the track and then back off the exit here to the track, and going to kind of wait for this drizzle to stop, get the track rolled in, and regroup here with qualifying. So I think Group A is done. I don't think there's any issues there, but with Group B, we're going to have to evaluate how that's going to be handled with the guys. Some guys haven't already qualified, and more than half the group left to go. So going to be a bit of a break here. Look like just a light green patch on the radar coming through. Hopefully it moves through quick and we can get this track back rolled in and good to go. I don't think we'll be waiting very long, so y'all hang tight. We'll get back going in a second.
From Ultimate Motorsports and RV Park in Elkett, North Carolina, HuntTheFront.tv. And we'll be back with more. As you're looking at Will Dykes, he'll be watching. We'll be watching him. We'll be back to Ultimate Motorsports and RV Park. Stay with us.
Dirt Track Fantasy Sports is finally here. Introducing Dirt Draft, the online fantasy sports app that's the first of its kind. Sprint cars, late models, modifieds, midgets, you name it, and you can play it on Dirt Draft. Just sign up, enter games, draft your team, and then watch and win points. You can then redeem those points for merchandise, tickets to major events, online subscriptions, pay-per-views, products, and so much more. Dirt Draft features over 350 games from major dirt track series and events each year. You can play unlimited games for just $5.99 a month. Download the app today on the App Store or at Google Play for free, or visit dirtdraft.com to sign up. It's one thing to say you know everything about dirt track racing, but it's another to show the world. So do it today with Dirt Draft.
It rose from humble beginnings in the Valley of the Sun. A sprint car racer saw the need for racing shirts. And now, the vision of Carl Korbacher has resulted in Arizona Sport Shirts helping racers across America spread their message. For the best custom designed shirts, hoodies, caps, koozies, and much more, go to ArizonaSportShirts.com. Be part of history. Arizona Sport Shirts, the original racing shirt.
I'm Steve. I'm the outside parts sales, parts assembly here at Earnhardt Technology Group. I've been with the company since 2006. We have a variety of components. We build some stuff for Cup Series on down that race on Sundays to all the short track guys, including dirt, asphalt, just a variety of parts that those guys would use to build those cars. Yeah, we have the tools that we have here. We have obviously we have a complete machine center. We have engineering capability, as well as in the engineering part of the company, we have access to a chassis dyno and chassis pull down, which is available to anyone that wants to buy the time to get on it. We also have our powertrain department here at Earnhardt Technology Group, where we have the person that we have leading that department has been here for 22 years, has been making a pretty big splash in late model asphalt world as far as drivetrain parts, and he stays pretty busy with that end of the company as well. Really seen an uptick on both sides as far as the dirt and asphalt. The dirt side of it has been kind of my background for many years, so we kind of had a good direction to go there as far as building components for the dirt guys, and then obviously the asphalt side was pretty well covered when we were racing Cup here at this shop. So we're able to try to stay on the cutting edge of the technology of asphalt and late model, asphalt and dirt late model stuff. So it's been good on both sides. We see both sides doing real well right now.
I'm Gaston Sheely. I run the CNC shop here at Earnhardt Technologies Group. I've been here for 23 years. In our machine shop, we have 7 milling centers, 4 turning centers, and a wire EDM. One of our milling centers is 5-axis, 2 of them are 4th-axis, and one of our lathes has live tooling as well. Since we started here at ETG, we have manufactured over 1,100 different parts, mainly for racing applications. We get most of our ideas for new parts from our existing customers. We have guys that go to the racetrack almost every weekend, talking to those customers, kind of getting a feel for what's needed, what those guys are looking for. And we work directly with some of our bigger vendors and customers to generate what we think will be ideal for the racing world. We take a lot of pride in the work that we do here. All the guys on the floor have motorsports background, whether it be drag racing, sport bike racing, dirt track racing, you name it. And those guys take a lot of pride in their work and have passion for what they do. You can see it in the quality that we turn out.
And here comes your replay right here, right in front of Chris Cheek. And Chris Cheek has to get on the binders and nowhere for Travis Harp to go. That was a pretty good lick for Hicks.